Apparently, I am overemployed.
What is your target?
Money. They put the passion on hold, follow the money, make the money come and fund their passion. Abraham Maslow's theory of needs. It starts creating your web of networks, right? My favorite food, banku and obostu. The tech space is so diverse, right? To the point where when somebody just wakes up and says that, hey, I want to step into tech, you might end up going down a rabbit hole.
Hi guys, so today we've got Hope on the channel as a guest, and we are going to be asking him a few questions about how a beginner software engineer can actually become job ready. So, but before then, let's actually hear some few words from Hope, and then try and understand who he is, and then tell us everything about it. So,
I hope I'm clear enough. Yeah. So my name is Hope Docker. If you want to know my name, my name is Docker. I am an AWA full, no half and half. Yes, I'm currently a software engineer, primarily a mobile engineer, looking to explore a lot of things right now. I want to keep this introduction as short as possible. I am also a model, an aspiring model. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, we cool. That's mostly me. My favorite food, banku and obostu. And what? Yeah, that's about it. I'm trying to learn an instrument. I'm trying to learn the guitar. I really suck at it. I don't know how to play anything on it. So yeah, that's my life in a nutshell.
Okay, so Hope, what are your thoughts on the tech industry? Do you consider it as a good market to invest in? And speaking of investment, I would say putting my energy into learn the tech stack and then getting ready to actually say that I want to work in the tech space. Is it something that's worth doing? What do you think about it? What can you tell us about the tech industry?
Okay, so we are in Ghana, so probably you might not know this word. Are you familiar with the term overemployed?
Overemployed? No.
Yeah. Yes. It's simply because you're in Ghana. I actually found out about this word about a week or two ago. Apparently, being overemployed is like having multiple jobs at a time, right? Regardless if it is freelance or full-time jobs, so you just have multiple of them working for you at the same time. Apparently, I am overemployed. To the Ghanaian ear, that's so foreign, that's so alien. That's very, very possible in the tech space. I'm not saying that I'm just saying it to put some things into perspective, right? So the idea here is that tech will never fail you if you know what you are doing, right? So it's some other professions might fail you even if you know what you are doing. What I'm talking about is that tech, provided you know what you are doing, it will not fail you because your work will always show itself off. So the amount of time you get to put into tech is worth it if you are certain that you have the passion to pursue it and become very good at your craft, basically. So with all questions, yes, it depends. It depends on how much passion you have. It depends on how much I don't know how to put it. It depends on how much you drive, how much zeal you have to learn. The more drive you have to learn, the more you can learn, and then the better you become. Tech will definitely pay you. It doesn't pay you automatically though. There are some other things to take into consideration, like socialization, blah blah. Those things are very important in the tech space. Even people fail to understand that. So being very well socialized in this space also helps. But then if you invest your time and then you get good at what you do, definitely somebody will notice you. And then when it starts paying, it pays. Yeah. So.
Okay, so but then you also mentioned that if you know what you are doing, you don't actually regret going into tech. But then what do you mean by knowing what you are doing?
Exactly. So for I'm like you see when you say jack of all trades, right? I am the guy they looked at and then you coined that phrase. I want to do everything, son. You get I've been into we were both in SGS together. You remember I was doing game development some time ago. I was doing 3D art some time ago. I was doing a lot of things with regards to tech some time ago. The only thing I didn't touch is HTML, CSS. That's very funny. But what I mean by that is when the tech space is so diverse, right? To the point where when somebody just wakes up and says that, hey, I want to step into tech, you might end up going down a rabbit hole, right? So not knowing what you want to do. So you have to pinpoint. So like it's just not about passion. I like computers doesn't mean you can get into tech. That's a whole different thing. I like software doesn't mean you can get into tech. That's a whole different thing. So what I'm talking about is that when somebody who knows and has seen a game before, like, oh wow, I would like to know the minds that built this. I would like to be like the minds that built this. That is something you know you want. Like that's something you know you want in tech, and then you're going to follow and pursue that, and then should I say capitalize? Yes, capitalize on that idea and foundation. If you don't know that, you go down a rabbit hole and then you become a jack of all trades and then you don't know what you are doing. Like you literally don't know what you are doing. You're not going to be good at your craft or one thing. Yeah, so when they are looking for like maybe a product designer, they don't know, you are not going to be mentioned because you are not a good product designer that somebody's mind would default to and say, hey, I know this guy somewhere, please send the job to him for him to do. No. But when you're in tech, when you're very specific and you're a master of your craft, everybody knows it, right? There are multiple masters of one craft. That is why when somebody thinks of it and says that, hey, I want a mobile engineer, the first person that comes to mind is good. He calls the person's not available. The person keeps calling till that list is exhausted, right? And definitely, if you are in that list and you are good at it, definitely you get something to do. Like you get what I'm
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're trying. Knowing exactly. So like beginning of everything, like beginning of tech for me personally was like a hit and run. Like I could hit everything and run. I hit ML, I hit AI, I hit what's it called, React, I hit backend, I hit game development. I stayed there for a while. Then I realized that no, this thing is not going to bring me money in Ghana. Then I jumped ship immediately. Then I went somewhere else and then blah blah blah. And then now here I am. I'm not a master of my craft though, but then I am trying to be. I'm trying to be good at one thing. So
okay.
Yeah.
So
that's what I mean by
what do you think? When should a beginner software engineer start making moves on companies? Like when should they start trying to get companies and trying to get jobs?
I think I shouldn't be the person to answer that question. Mostly because literally about 2 days ago, my boss told me that what did he say? He said I think it was a good idea waiting on you. The idea was that before I started working at my current company, I didn't know anything. Like it's like, nope, I didn't know anything. I didn't make any moves. It was just like through a mutual friend recommended me to a boss, and then I was hired. It was wild. I didn't make any moves, so like that's what I'm saying. I'm not the right person to contact to talk to. But this is what I think though. I think that at any point in your development career, you should make a move. At any point, even if you've written your first hello world, make a move. Reason being that some people are nurturing enough to take you on, no matter the level you are on, and then boost you, right? So during the beginning times of my software development career, and why am I saying career? It's about a year ago. Yeah, during the time I started working as a software engineer, I was doing a lot of pair programming with my boss. I really enjoy it. Anytime he's like, hey, yo, want to jump on a call so we can work on something, I'm always excited. Sometimes it could be a day that I have class. I'll ditch the class and then do the pair programming with this dude, because I know that when I go in there, by the time I come out, I will feel dumb, but the number of things I have learned is significantly more than what I would have learned in class that particular day, or what I would have even learned in a couple of months when I'm sitting on my own to learn. So that was a fortunate thing on my end. That's what I'm saying, that even if you've written your first hello world, right, try to get in contact with anybody, right, and then try to make a move. Say, oh, hey, I'm trying out this programming language. Can I be your intern? Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I do this? Right? That keeps the ball rolling faster. Somebody will be like, I want to build my first project before blah, blah, blah. And then later on it falls down and blah. You get. So yeah, I think if you've written your first hello world, make a move. Talk to somebody, be somebody's intern. Even if you're going to be the person's personal assistant, fetching him or her coffee every day, just do that, because in the end, in the long run, when the person, if you know the person's nurturing or caring enough, he's going to pull you up no matter what. So yeah, that's what I think.
Right, so I'm going to assume that, okay, I'm not assuming, obviously, you're no more a beginner because you just said that you have a career and all of those things, right?
What?
you're no more a beginner, are you? Are you still a beginner? Would you call yourself a beginner?
Yes, I do consider myself as a beginner. Yes, my level of imposter syndrome is wild. Like when so like I'm like anytime I'm at work, right? I don't believe. Sometimes I find it very hard to believe that I have written features that are in production and people are using. I find it extremely hard. And then the app that we've built, right? I have it on my phone. So like once in a while, I'll just open it up and go to that particular feature, stare at it for a moment and be like, yo, people are using this thing. Right? And then for the most part, let me just tell a little bit of a secret. For the most part, I Googled everything that I did over there. Right? Like if I need to put this here, I'll just Google it and then try to make it work, right? So it was like up till now, I still do that. I still like figure things out a lot. Like the reason I'm saying that is I do pair programming a lot, as I've said earlier, right? And for my boss, when he wants to do something, it's like, hey Hope, I want to do this. Then within the next minute, without Googling anything, he tells you exactly what to do, and then you're going to go through the process, and then the code is going to be flawless. That I cannot do. Do you understand that? So like it's like when me seeing that every day, multiple times, I'm like, nah, bro, you have a long way to go, and then calling yourself a mid-level engineer, you are just cheating yourself, man. So,
Okay, so you as a beginner, what is your target? What do you look for when we are on a job hunt? You're looking for a job. What is your target?
Money.
Say money.
No, like I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Money. When I'm trying to move to the next project, it's money. The reason being that currently I have this general idea that no matter where I will go, I will learn something. That's my thoughts. I might be wrong though, but then that's what I know. I know that because I'm a beginner, no matter where I go, I will learn something. So it's money that comes first. I'm not going to lie.
So what happened to follow your passion?
What happened to what?
Follow your passion.
Passion?
Yes.
Well, passion follows money where it goes. I don't know if you understand that. Like, I've been working on this side project for a while now, and I've not been paid, right? And then over 2 weeks now, I don't feel the urge to touch the project. Like, do you get what I mean? Like, like no matter what, there is this lie that has propagated as follow your passion and then forget about money. I've known people who had passions, right? They put the passion on hold, follow the money, make the money and come and fund their passion. That's a very realistic dream. Like, let's be adults. Usually, people like to think in a fairy Disneyland, and that's a lot of things that you have to toss out to the window when you're growing up. Like, you have passion, yes, but you have money to fund the passion. I go to sleep on the side of the road just because of your passion. No. Try to make something of yourself. Try to make yourself exactly. I just remembered something. I hated this topic so much. Abraham Maslow's theory of needs. Charlie, you need the basic needs. You need food. You need things to click. After that, then you try to self-esteem, self-actualize. That's when you try to figure your passions out and then follow them. Passion, Charlie. But then there should be a drive though. There's a difference between drive and passion. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you as an advanced beginner, what would be your advice to the lower division of beginners, when they are for a job in the market, that kind of thing? Yeah, I mean, that's literally in the market,
Yeah. If you're on the lower end, what should you do? I think these things are very hard for me to answer because I didn't follow the most conventional way into the tech space, right? So I've never intended before I did that. I've never intended before my internship I did do. I was busy running a company. Like I was running a company with a friend, so I was a co-founder. That was what I was busy running. So I wasn't an intern. So like from the jump, the first project I worked on, I was the lead engineer on. Like so, like for me, everything was. But then, if you want something, as a junior dev, an internship is most likely the best place to start. But if you are looking for a job, don't think about the pay. Even though I just talked about money, don't think about the pay as much. If you are in school, yes. If you're in school and then you are comfortable with money, like your parents can give you money and stuff like that, just stick with that money and then try to gain some knowledge from somewhere, right? So if you know, so it works this way, right? You know you want to be a front-end engineer and then you don't have the skill sets to do so, or you've written your first hello world and a couple of use effects and then use states and then your first context. That's not enough to get you anywhere. So the next thing you do, right? The next thing you do from there is to find somebody who is already doing that and working on a project and say, hey, can I help you on this? Without any payout, or you can jump on it, right? Without anything, you can just jump on it and be working on it. The person gives you feedback back and forth. Most likely, the person's next project, he's going to involve you and then he's going to involve some money. If the person does not, then the person is just wicked for some reason. But that's what I'm saying. So just find the nearest person to you. Don't go anywhere like online to go. No. Find the nearest person to you and then try to work with the person. That's the best way to go about everything, because when you do that, it starts creating your web of networks, right? So when you are working with the person next to you, the next thing that happens is that when the person hears about something, he directs that thing straight to you if he can work on it, right? That's the best way. So now here lies the case. You have you, and then you have you in your network, and then you have the person you work with next, and then the person he recommended you to. Now you have 2 people, 3 people in this network now. Now, trust me when I say the recommendations comes with what's it called? I forgot my mathematics. It comes in powers of 2 or whatever. Yeah. So when you are recommended to someone, the person who recommended you is going to keep recommendations coming in, and the person you were recommended to, if you did a good job, is going to keep recommendations coming in. Now at this point, this is 2. So now 2, when he keeps recommendations coming in, now you have 1, 2, the next recommendation 3, plus the person you are already working with 4, right? That's how it started for me. That's the most basic way it started for me. So I knew this person recommended me to this person, then this person recommended me to this person. Then it was like a whole thing, like you get. So by the time I was like 6 months in, I knew quite a few people, and then I was able to run my job.
Thank you for coming on the channel and everything. It was good.
Well, it has been quite a fruitful discussion. So yeah, I've got to run. So yeah, bye bye, peace.